What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you can record vocals in Ableton 12 like a pro. We're also going to talk about how you can fix all the little issues that you may encounter along the way. We'll go over the best Ableton preferences and some basic vocal processing to get them sitting in the mix. And we're going to go fast, so watch carefully and let's jump right into it.
It's the fastest who gets paid. And it's the fastest who gets laid.
First, let's go through the pre-recording setup. Let's jump into our preferences, which Ableton decided to call settings now. First and foremost, let's go to our audio tab, and our audio input is what's going to be receiving the input from your mic. So if you're using a USB microphone, it should be showing up here in this list. It's probably going to be the name of the microphone or the name of the company. And if your microphone's not showing up, you need to go to the brand's website and look for the firmware for that microphone. Let's say you're using an audio interface like me. You're going to be able to find that here. You can see mine is Universal Audio Thunderbolt, but your audio interface should show up by name just like mine does here. And if it doesn't, same stuff as the mic. You need to go to the website, download the firmware. There might be some applications you need to install. I know for my Universal Audio one, there was like 3 different things I needed to install. Next is our output device. And don't worry about mine. I have SonarWorks system, so all of my audio routes through that. If you don't have SonarWorks, you can just set your audio interface to be that as well. Otherwise, hopefully you have some headphones or something attached to your computer and you can pick those headphones out here, because you want to listen with your headphones when you're recording your vocals so that the sound doesn't bleed into the mic. Last couple things here, we got buffer size. Now you're going to want to experiment with this, because the lower samples that this is, 32 samples, is going to take up way more CPU than 512 samples. But the more samples that we use, the higher of a latency we're going to have. So ideally, you're going to want this to be shorter. 512, that might be a little skanky. Let's try 128. Next, let's head over to record, warp, and launch. I like to use Wave for my recordings. You can use AIF. I suggest Wave. We're going to use a 32-bit depth just so that we have the most depth, the highest quality that we can get. And this count-in as well. I like to use a bar count-in. You could do 2 or 4, but what is the count-in? Let's take a look at some plugins that we can put on the channel before we start recording. What I'm doing is I have a vocal group, so I'm going to affect everything that's in this group with the plugins that we're about to talk about. The first thing is the noise gate, and this is going to remove any unwanted noise in the background if there is any. But let's press record really quick. And what you're going to do is you're going to stop talking. Oh, there's a tiny bit. And what you're going to notice is that since the noise gate is on our vocal group, it's not going to play the noise through this vocal group. So there you go. It's cutting it off. If there's a lot of noise going on in your room, you're going to want... I may or may not have just lost power. The things I do for you guys. So if you have a lot of noise going on in your room, you'll play with this floor value right here until basically you're not hearing it anymore out of the signal. So at this point, you can put really any plugins that you want on your vocal chain, but I'd be careful with things like delays, reverbs, and things like that that are going to mess you up while you're recording. It's a great time to add compressors and things like that, and I have a whole chain for you guys here. This is the Alex Toomey chain. It's called the Toomey chain. You can thank Kenny Beatz for showing this one a while ago, but if you just slap this on here, it's going to get you a really solid start. And of course, I have this as a free download for you guys on our website, which will be linked below. Also, I went ahead and opened up all of these plugins, and I just took screenshots of all of the settings. You can go ahead and go into that folder and it'll show you all the screenshots. And then you can also use some sort of an auto tune if you'd like. And auto tunes are usually pretty straightforward to set up. You can pick a alto tenor, or you can play with these other ones depending on what your voice is. Maybe you have a lower voice, you can go for low male, and then you're just going to set the key and scale, and you can play with the retuning speed. And then if you start singing, it's going to try to keep you in scale there. I hope I didn't cringe you out too bad. And then we're going to put a limiter on the very end here just so that we don't have a clipping signal, and you could always choose to boost it more there as well. Okay, and we're ready to start recording, so let's go ahead and make an audio track. And if you're doing everything correctly, you should see something moving over here. Otherwise, you can pick one of the other signals. Now we can go ahead and start to arm our track here, and you should see this gray moving as well. That's how you know that it is capturing your voice. And if we click on auto, now we can hear ourselves as we're going. Now all that's left is to press record and start going. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. And then when you have a part you like, you can go ahead and make another audio track, and then you can start recording on that one from there. So let's pick it right back up. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. I got your girl on my side with the big old tits. I'm sucking on them fucking nipples and I love that shit. Don't demonetize me, please. Don't demonetize. YouTube, please. YouTube. It was a joke. Let's go over some post-processing effects that you can put on your vocals to get them to say even better. So on the vocal chain itself, I mean, you could throw a little OTT on this bad boy. You could throw this thing on anything just about. So we're gonna put a little OT on there. Maybe we'll put about 20-30%. Let's check it. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. I've seen a lot of people put fresh air on their vocals as well. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. I got your girl on my side. By the way, guys, I did change it to 256 samples and I haven't dragged it back at all. Now for the effects, and we're going to be using Ableton's return tracks for this. We're going to insert a bunch of return tracks right now. And what you can do with these turn tracks is put different delays, different reverbs, things like that, and you can audition them and see what sounds the best. So here we go. We can take Ableton's delay here. I'm going to turn the feedback down. I'm going to turn the filter off. We're going to put it on sync. We'll go ahead and duplicate it. Then we'll do a 4th. Duplicate it again. We'll do an 8. You could do a 6th if you want to do that as well. We can go ahead and do a 16th. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. Cool thing about Ableton is if we go to our reverbs, we have a bunch of presets. You can just grab a small room, grab a medium hall, whatever you really want to do here. And then we'll grab a large one as well. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. I'm in the club getting super lit. I'm in the club getting super lit. Smoke a pound of that dro, yeah, we super hit. I got your girl on my side with the big old tits. I'm sucking on them fucking nipples and I love that shit. That's pretty much it. If you want to see exactly how I made this beat that I'm rapping on right here, watch this video next, y'all.